Good afternoon. Welcome into our post-game coverage of South Carolina Jacksonville State. The Gamecocks win it 38-28 before over 75,000 here at Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia. Our report is brought to you by the South Carolina Beef Council. Well, the Gamecocks needed a win, ugly or otherwise. They needed a win to break a four-game losing streak, and they got that this afternoon against a Gamecock group from Jacksonville State. Good team that Rich Rodriguez has. They have some explosive players, dangerous quarterback, a good running game. But South Carolina managed to build an early lead in a game that was really tight throughout. Jacksonville State came back to take the lead in the third quarter, and the Gamecocks responded. And then they got the play of the game for them from linebacker Stone Blanton, an 88-yard pick six that put the Gamecocks on top for good by 10 in the final minutes of the game. At that time, it was a dangerous time for South Carolina because Jacksonville State was driving and they had reached the Gamecock 15-yard line. Figured the worst they would come away with was a tie at that point, but possibly a win. But Blanton stepped in and stoned the Jacksonville drive at that point and turned it around for South Carolina and saved the day. The Gamecocks trailed 28-21 with 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Spencer Rattler, who was sensational again, Xavier Leggett, who was sensational again, they connected on 65-yard play. Touchdown, 28-28 at that point. Mitch Jeter then kicked a field goal with 5:51 left, 31-28. And then Blanton did his thing with 2:02 to play. What will be forgotten, because the defense had some tough moments against this Jacksonville State offense, was the fact that after the Gamecocks fell behind, the defense did not allow Jacksonville State to score another point and gave the offense a chance to catch up. Rattler, sensational again, 27 of 38, 399. He's incredible at Williams-Brice, which gives the Gamecocks hope for their remaining three home games. 2 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception. He said the ball slipped out of his hands. He had 11 explosive plays, 309 yards off of that, including completions of 65, 44, 52, and 27. He started red hot, 13 of 17. So he really loves playing at Williams-Brice Stadium. He's just in a different world in this facility. Mario Anderson gave the Gamecocks 75 yards on the ground, but 40 of those came on 1 carry. Otherwise, the Gamecocks did not have much of a running game. That's a concern for Shane Beamer. Leggett, 9 catches, 217 yards. That is not a record. It's about 20 some odd yards short, 2 touchdowns. He was targeted 14 times. So when Leggett is healthy, and he showed the speed today, Rattler is going to find him, and that's a great combination. Simon had 7 catches for 64 yards. The Gamecocks were without Trey Knox today because of the hamstring injury. So the Gamecocks finished with 488 yards. That's their most against an FBS team this season. They gave up 421, 399 through the air for the Gamecocks, only 89 on the ground. Another area of concern had to be getting off the field on defense. They did not do a good job there. 10 of 19 converting third downs for Jacksonville State. To the Gamecocks 4 of 14. That led to 84 plays for Jacksonville State. That's way too many plays. But Jacksonville State plays extremely fast, and they're going to get plays off, but you got to get off the field on third down. The Gamecock defense did not do that in a good way today. But they did force 4 turnovers, 2 picks, and 2 fumbles. The first turnovers they have created since the Tennessee game. So they have been working on that, came through well today. Another negative, though, 10 penalties against the Gamecocks. They have been heavy with penalties recently, 5 on offense, 5 on defense, and that cost them 100 yards. So offensive line is still a concern. It was a mishmash of a lineup out there again today, and they had a couple of linemen come off the field during the game, but nothing apparently extremely serious, according to Shane Beamer after the game. The most serious injury was to Decarrion Joyner. It's a sprained ankle. They'll know more about him on Sunday and Monday. So offensive line, still a concern. A lack of a running game, still a concern. helping Leggett. Having a healthy Trey Knox would be nice. Having a healthy Juice Wells would be nice. Marion Brown played today, had some catches, so that will help. But eventually, these last three games in particular against two SEC teams and then Clemson, defensively they are going to be shading Leggett and making it very difficult for him to get open. And then stopping the run and getting off the field on third down, still issues for the Gamecocks defense. The defense did not have a great day. As I noted, gave up a lot of yards at times there. They gave up some big runs, but they did step up in the latter portions of the game, last part of the third quarter, fourth quarter, when they were behind and did not give up any more points. So that's a positive that they can build on. So the Gamecocks break that losing streak, get back on the winning side. As Shane Beamer said afterwards, they were dancing like crazy in the locker room, and he doesn't care who criticizes them for dancing for a win over a group of five team. He said it's the winning is hard. We've heard that before, and they're going to enjoy it all day today, and then get back to work on Sunday to start focusing on Vanderbilt. So the Gamecocks are 3-6. They took the first step towards sweeping November, so they can get qualified for a bowl bid, and we'll see how they do moving forward with Vanderbilt at noon here at Williams-Brice next week. We've got more coverage on our website, sportstalksc.com. On Sunday night, the Shane Beamer conference call. We'll have that covered for you, and we'll break it all down with you Monday night on Sports Talk. Thanks for checking out our coverage. South Carolina defeats Jacksonville State, brought to you by the South Carolina Beef Council.